Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
Alice in Wonderland is one of the most beloved books of all time. For generations, people have been reading these books and watching the movies that they're based on. We have yet to receive the definitive Alice in Wonderland board game. I think it's really hard for Alice in Wonderland to translate to a board game, just due to the wackiness of the universe that it's set in. What Parade intends to do is to add the wackiness of Alice in Wonderland's universe to a card game. A lot of times a theme doesn't attach to a card game very well. Well, here, the fact that it doesn't attach to it may actually be a plus to attaching to the theme. I know that sounds bizarre, but Alice in Wonderland isn't supposed to make sense. Parade is a simple to play card game that you can play with nearly anyone. I recommend Parade as a keeper, and I recommend you adding it to your collection. What you get in the box is pretty good. You get a little case that holds the cards, but it's only half as big as it needs to be. I get some useless coasters that I would not put soda pop on this because it will be ruined by water. I get a wedding invitation type manual here. Would you like chicken, beef, or fish for your dinner tonight? That's what this feels like, but that's what you get. Setup for the game is very simple. You shuffle up the deck. You do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards to each player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be played face up. Put the card deck to one side. There you have it. You're set up. Being that this is Alice in Wonderland, you do not want to get points. Of course, it has to be wacky and crazy, right? So what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to play a card from your hand. I'm just going to play this one and see how it goes. You will place the card at the end of the row. Being that I played a 3, I will count the number of cards in the parade. If it's less than the number that I played, then nothing happens. Play moves on to the next player. But being that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to start the game out, I will have to get rid of some cards. I'm going to kind of stagger it here just so you know that's my starter card. So then the 1, 2, 3, because that's the number that I played, are safe and unaffected. Now I will only be determining these 3 cards because the first 3 are safe because the number on my card is 3. The first thing I will check, and I'm going to do this kind of in slow motion. When you're playing, you'll be able to do it much quicker, but I have a black card. So all black cards are going to be removed. All cards with a value less than or equal to, this is a 7 and 9, so it does not count. I will then take this card in front of me, like such. The cards in front of me will be divided by color. So if I had a red deck, blue deck, etc. At this point, I move forward all the cards in the parade. Then I will draw a new card from the deck into my hand, and I should have 5 cards at the end of my turn. Let's do another one. So in this case, remember, you don't want to have cards in front of you. Well, look, there's no blue cards out there. And there's no card smaller than this. So I'm going to put this here. This card will not be affected, but out of the rest of these, the only card I have to pick up is this one. Then we'll move all the cards in the parade down. Now the next player will go. There's no purple cards, so I'd play a 0. That means all cards are eligible to be taken, but there's nothing less than because there's no zeros and there's no purple. So that was a great turn for that player. He didn't have to pick up any cards. And I draw back up to 5. The last round is going to occur one of 2 ways. If the draw pile is empty, or somebody has picked up a card of all 6 colors. If you picked up the 6th color, your turn is finished. Everybody else gets 1 more turn. If the draw pile is the finish, everybody else gets 1 more turn. At the end of the game, you're going to end up with 4 cards, because you're going to play 1 more and there won't be 1. So you'll be able to discard 2 of the cards you played, and you will take the remaining 2 cards and place them in your piles, and they will be scored for you. I want to go over scoring a little bit. So whoever has the majority, so if there's only 2 players, and I'm just giving this example, this guy has the majority of the black cards, he would flip these over. And this, instead of being worth all those points, would be worth 1, 2, and 3 points. And this would be worth 10 points for this player. And you would do that for every color. Then what you do is you just count up all your scores. Whoever has the lowest score, think golf, is the winner of the game. Parade isn't a game that you can take all that seriously. Your turns are going to be determined by what cards you have in your hand. At times, your play may be obvious. In this case, I could be picking up yellow, blue, or purple cards. Had I a green card, that might have been a good card to play. But if you look closely, you'll find that that purple card is up there. I've got a 4. So if I play the purple card, I will not pick up any of these 4 cards, and only these 2 are eligible. So I know I'll be getting that green card. Same thing with the 4 yellow. 5, 6. So no matter what I do, I'm going to be picking up cards this turn. Nothing I can do about it. So I'm going to play this yellow card. 1, 2, 3, 4, save. So that kept me from having to get any of those yellow cards that came out. Then only 2 are eligible. Neither of these are the color, but the 4 is equal to or less than. So I'm going to have to pick up a card. If I had played a little bit smarter last round, perhaps I would have played this 8. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I wouldn't have had to pick up any cards. So I wouldn't have had to pick up this card last time. And what you'll find out is that when you get a hand of really low cards, it becomes even more dangerous. So sometimes you'll want to play the low cards just to get rid of something. This would be an okay time for me to play it, except for I'd pick up a lot of cards. So I kind of want to hold on to this. I'm just going to make my options even lower, because when somebody has to pick up a lot of cards, it might be a time to play this, or try to play that as early as possible. So you're not going to have a lot of control from turn to turn, and the more players involved, the more people messing up the parade, the less you're going to be able to have control over the game. Now, this is Alice in Wonderland. It's supposed to be wacky. It's supposed to not make sense. You're not scoring the most points. You're scoring the least points. Hardy har har har. So that's what you're doing. The placement of these cards, and every time it comes to your turn, you have to kind of count it out and do the math and decide which is going to be the best option for you on your cards. Most of the time, if you look at your 5 cards, there's going to be a good play for you. There's going to be a better play and then a best play. Sometimes you'll look at your cards and it just is what it is. Now, the artwork is very cute on this. I really like this Alice in Wonderland art. I don't know that the theme comes along in the play of the parade, because, you know, there's these dodo birds twice, you got Alice in Wonderland 3 times, but the wackiness, the irrelevant nature of Alice in Wonderland really does come across in this game, and in some ways it may be the perfect theme for this. At the end of the day, this is a game that you'll play while you're chatting. So the chatting will be more of the activity, and the game will be less. It's not a very cutthroat game. There's not a whole lot of way to screw somebody over. You're really just getting cards, and you're playing them and doing the best you can with what you have. No big strategies. Next time you play, you're not going to get better at this game. This is going to be a social game. Just a game you're going to sit down and you play with your friends, and you're just going to throw some cards at the deck and hope that you win. Now, there are some strategies in this game in the way that it scores. So when you're playing these cards and you're able to see that maybe somebody has 2 greens, you might want to pick up some greens. It might be time to use this red to pick up some cards, because those big points that you have will be worth less if you get more. But you have to make sure that you win in the category that you want. So the decisions in this game are really not about preventing scoring. It's interesting that you're trying to score the least amount of points, but your strategy will come in sometimes of when to score and how much to score, and that's what's going to be really, really important. So if you're getting a lot of big yellow cards, well, that's okay if you pick up yellows. They're only going to be worth 1 point apiece if you end up with the most, and sometimes you can be fighting over those. It's going to be very rare that you're going to be leading in all of the categories. So you need to be careful about which ones you're picking up, and when to utilize something like a 1 card that will probably require you to pick up quite a few cards, and when strategically you can use that. So the strategy in this game is going to be hidden a little bit, and you're not necessarily going to see it the first time, but this is one of those games where you must concentrate on the scoring. When you teach this game, that scoring is super important to start with and move on from there. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing games.